Hey art friends, today we're drawing another Pokemon. Which one?
Vaporeon.
Yeah, we hope you're gonna follow along. You need your drawing supplies. We're gonna use a pencil first and also a marker.
And then some paper and something to color with.
Yeah, you ready to start?
Yes.
We're using the pencil first to draw the basic shapes of our Vaporeon Pokemon. So first let's draw a circle. We're gonna draw it about this big. I think that works. And I went over it a couple times to make it darker for our friends to see on the camera, but you guys at home could draw it lightly so that it's easier to erase at the end. Now let's draw another circle around this one, but we're gonna leave about this much space at the top, but down at the bottom we're gonna get further away. So I'm gonna draw it first, you watch me, and then repeat the same step. So see how we're coming, oh, it looks like an egg.
Yeah, it does look like
a
an
fried egg. We're gonna draw a bigger circle, but it's further away down at the bottom. This is for the fin collar that goes around Vaporeon's neck. Now I'm hungry. I want eggs.
We just had eggs.
Now let's divide the circle in half, but we're gonna extend past the circle and come up high for the fin that's coming out of the top of the head. Then let's also draw a horizontal line that's going to connect at the top of the larger circle. This is to give us a guideline for the ears or the fins that come out on the side of the head. Now we're ready to draw the body. Let's start here on the left side, and we're going to draw a big U shape that comes down and then back up, but I'm not going to go all the way to back up to connect to the top over here. We're going to leave a gap. Then just to the right of this U shape, this is for the front legs. To the right, we're going to draw the back legs, and I'm going to draw a circle maybe about this big. And you can go over it a couple times until you get just the right size you want. And then you can also go in and erase any extra lines. I want to go back over this first U shape and make it a little shorter so that the bottom of the U shape is in line with the bottom of the circle. And then I'm going to go back and erase that first U shape. Now let's draw a guideline for the tail. We're going to start here at the bottom of this circle. We can trace around, but then we're going to come across the front legs and then start curving down towards the end. Ah, that's perfect. Now let's switch to our marker. Let's first draw the fin on top of Vaporeon's head. So we're going to draw an upside down V and come back down, and we're connecting to the first circle. Then we're going to draw the top of Vaporeon's head. We're going to trace over the circle, but we're going to stop right about there, and we can repeat that same curve on the left side. Then we're going to draw the top of the ear. We're going to come out and then connect to the top of that guideline or the side of the guideline. Then we're going to start here at the end and we're going to come back, but towards when we get closer to the circle or the head, we're going to get further away. Let's do that same curve on the left side. We'll curve up and connect to the end. Then we'll start here and come back and get further away and connect back in. The left side looks a little bit longer than the right side. That's okay, right?
Yeah.
We're practicing.
The most important thing is to have fun.
Yeah, and to
Practice.
And to practice, yeah. Oh, before we finish the ears, let's start here on the left side, and we're going to draw a straight line down until we connect back to the circle. So we're kind of cutting off some of the circle. Then we're going to curve down and connect to the middle of the circle. And we want to put a little chin, so it kind of looks like there's a V shape right at the very bottom of the head. Yeah, good job. That looks awesome. Now let's finish the ears. We'll start here on the side or the cheek, and we're going to draw another curve that kind of matches the top of the ear, and we're going to come out to the same distance as the top. And we'll do the same thing on the right side too. Now we're going to draw two more that come out to the left, and these are a lot shorter. So we'll start there or stop there. Then we'll do another one right below that's going to come down more at a diagonal. And this one can come out, let's come out a little past the top one. Now let's do the same thing over here on the right. Come out, and then another one that comes out further. Then let's connect all of these at the end. We're going to draw a little curve to connect to the first one. Then we're going to draw a big curve that connects to the other two. Let's do the same thing on the right side. A little curve and a big curve. Now it's starting to look like Vaporeon.
Yeah.
Now let's draw the inside of the face. Let's first draw the top. We're going to draw a letter V. We're going to come out. We'll come down to the middle and then back up. And then on this side, we're going to curve to the ear. And we'll do the same thing on the right. Curve out to the ear. Now right in the middle, let's add a little dot for the nose. And we could draw the mouth underneath. We're going to draw a curve that comes down to the left and also down to the right. And we're starting just below the nose. Then let's draw a U shape, the letter U that comes down to the middle and then back up. And then we could add that little tongue at the bottom. What should we draw next?
The eyes.
Yeah, let's do it. We're going to start by drawing 2 guide points just next to the nose. We're going to start right about here. We'll add a guide point there and add a guide point there. What if Vaporeon's eyes were like that?
It's like ditto.
Yeah. Let's make them look bigger. We're going to draw a curve that comes up and out and almost get pretty close to the edge of the head. And we're going to repeat that same curve for the top of the eye on the right side too. Then we're going to draw a big curve that comes down and connects to where we started. Same thing on the right side. Let's add a big oval in the center. This looks like the pupil, but it's actually the highlight. Let's color the shape of the eye, but leave that center oval shape white. We did it. We finished the face. Now let's draw the collar or the fin that goes all the way around. We're going to come inside of the circle, the big circle pencil line, and we're going to draw a curve that starts at the fin and goes up and touches the pencil line. Then we're going to add 2 more U shapes that come inside but connect to the pencil line. So little points should touch the pencil line. Let's do the same thing on the right side. We'll start inside, curve up and touch the pencil line. Then we're going to add 2 more letter U's inside, and then one last one to connect to the ear. Now down at the bottom, let's draw an upside down U shape or a rainbow line right in the middle of the circle. Then we can add 2 more. This one's going to be really big or wide. So we're going to add 1 and then another one that's a little smaller. And then we should be able to fit 1.5 more U shapes to connect to the ear. Let's do the same thing on the right side. We'll draw another big one. Then we'll draw a smaller one, even smaller, and then a half one into the ear. We can add the texture lines also. Let's draw a little curve. We can actually connect to the chin. We'll do another one on this side. And the curves are in line with the point. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we can add a couple more on this side. And maybe even one up here on the top and also on the right. Nice job, Jack. Now let's draw the legs. We'll start here on the collar. And we're going to draw the chest coming out to the U shape. And actually, before we draw any more, let's draw the back of Vaporeon so that we can draw the tail.
Okay.
Because it's in front of the front legs. So let's start here on the back, and we're going to draw a diagonal line that kind of matches the front, huh?
Yeah.
And then we'll bend out, and we're going to curve into the circle. Then let's continue all the way around and follow the pencil line for the tail out to the left. Nice. Now let's do the same thing for the other side of the tail. We'll start at the end right here, and we're going to curve and match the bottom of the tail. But look at this. Towards the end, we're going to get closer and closer and almost touch, but leave a little space right here. Now let's draw the back of Vaporeon. We're going to draw the same U shapes that we did for the collar. We're going to draw it back here. So we're going to draw U shapes that come down. And right here at the end, we're going to connect into the top of the tail. Then we can do the same thing on the top of the tail, going across to the left side. Come all the way to the end, and then right at the end, we're going to connect into that top line. Now let's draw the end of the tail. We'll draw a curve coming up to the left, and also that same curve coming down to the left. And maybe right at the end, you could also curve the other direction too. I'm going to do that up here so they match. Then we're going to use our eyes to measure the distance and split it right in the middle and come in and maybe put a guide point right here. Then we're going to draw a big curve that comes out and curves down and connects to the end of the tail. Let's do the same thing to the top. Now let's finish the front legs. Right here we're going to curve back in and connect to the tail. And I'm going to get smaller or thinner towards the bottom. We're going to imagine this line coming through or behind the tail, and we're going to come down, and then right before we connect to the U shape, let's leave a little space. Then let's come back up, and we'll draw the other leg too. We're going to come down, connect to the tail. We're going to imagine that going behind the tail and coming out to the bottom, and then stopping right before we get to the end. Now let's draw that first foot. We're going to curve around, connect to the U shape, and then back up. And then we'll imagine that going behind. We could actually see the pencil line coming up, and we'll add a little line for the rest of the leg. Let's draw the other foot. We're going to curve around and then connect in. Let's also add 2 toe lines on the left foot and 2 toe lines on the right foot. We could also add a chest line right here. And let's also add just a little line for the back legs. Really can't see them because the tail is covering it. Jack, we did it! We finished drawing Vaporeon. It looks really cool, except we're not completely done.
We still need to color it.
Yeah, my favorite part. We are going to fast forward, so remember to pause the video and take time to color your drawings. But before we color, also, we need to remember to use our erasers and erase all of the guidelines, the pencil lines that you can still see. You ready to fast forward?
Yes.
Jack, we did it! We finished drawing and coloring Vaporeon, and I love your drawing so much.
Thank you. You can pause the video right now to match the same coloring.
Yeah, we used our Bianyo markers, and if you have the same set, the main color that we used is B203, and then the color for the back spines and also the top of the head is
B003.
Yeah, and then the ears are Y003, and inside the mouth is R213. We also used a light gray CG03 to add shading to make Vaporeon look more 3D. The last thing we did was use our Sharpie again to add an extra line to make the tail thicker towards the end where it comes into the body.
We hope you had a lot of fun drawing Vaporeon.
And we'll see you later, art friends. Goodbye.